What's going on, guys? Man, it's been a hot minute since I've done a video. I can't even tell you how long it's been. But sitting outside right now, it's looking nice out. My son's out here. You might hear him talking a little bit. So I figured I'd just go ahead and play a game. I had somebody do a comment on one of my videos recently. They wanted to see Men in Black. So I said, let's go ahead and do it. Why not? So I just threw a deck together real quick. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick game for you guys. Basically showcasing... Oh, wrong button. Showcasing the Men in Black, kind of that archetype of permanent debuff, I would say. So that's what we're going with. So if you don't know, Men in Black, when played, your opponent's cards in hand that have been played at least once this game lose 30 permanently. So again, we are targeting the opponent's hand and trying to debuff their cards. This deck is susceptible to power per turn decks, so that is the downfall. But as long as we don't run into that, we should be halfway decent, I would think. We went with the Statue of Liberty for our buffer. So when played, if your deck has exactly 6 science or 6 of whatever, we're going to get 18 until played. So we are rocking 6 history and 6 oceans. And then our next 6 is split up a little bit differently. So really only taking advantage of buffing 12 cards here. We've got the Caluche. When played, your opponent's cards in hand lose 7 perm. This card gains 35 perm. And if it matches Arena, we repeat. So that's nice. Viper Fish got an update, so I've been wanting to try this out. When played, an opponent's random card in hand loses 49 perm. So that's pretty good. Nice debuff there. Vulcan, when played, if played between 2 volcanoes, we don't care about the playability. Really just after the return. Your opponent's remaining cards in hand lose 30 perm. So typically just hitting 2 cards there for minus 30 each. Funeral Bell, big heavy card here. When drawing, your opponent's cards in hand lose 10 until played. When played, your opponent's cards in hand lose 40 this turn. And then when returned, 4 random cards in your opponent's deck lose 10 perm. I might have said the draw wrong. It's our cards in hand, not your opponent's. So correct myself there. Greater Weaver, when played, the card opposite loses 40 this turn. And when returned, your opponent's remaining cards in hand lose 10 perm. Next up, drop Sand Dollar in for a little extra buff here. When played, if your deck has 5 or more Oceans and Seas cards, your non-Oceans and Seas cards get 10 until played. So that's going to be most of our deck here. Next up, we have PT Barnum. Looking at the when drawn, if you have not played PT this game, your opponent's cards in hand lose 20 perm. So nice debuff there. And then for every time you've played PT this game, this card gains 40 perm. And all other cards in both players' hands lose 12 on the turn. So fantastic debuff ability. We've got the Zorro, Marco Zorro. I said Masca Zorro. When played, the card opposite this loses 30 this turn. When returned, your opponent's remaining cards in hand lose 20 perm. So again, a little 20 perm debuff on 2 cards potentially there. Or most likely, I should say. USS Arizona, if the opponent's rocking a multicolored deck, it's going to hit really hard. When drawn, a random opponent's card from each album in hand loses 18 perm. So kind of a swing or miss card there. Could go really big, could suck. Just depends. Hammerhead Shark, when played, your opponent's cards in hand lose 10 perm. Just straight up 10. Grim Reaper, opponent's random card in hand loses 50 perm. So nice big debuff there. Grim Reaper Paradox, when drawn, if it's round 1 or 2, they lose 32 on the turn. And round 3 or 4, they lose 16 on the turn. Not a permanent debuff, but still big enough that I wanted to include it. Chaos thrown in. We do have 5 different albums here, so we're going to take advantage of the secret ability and give ourselves, I think it's 9 cards, get buffed 21, I believe it is, offhand, until played. Infinity, when played, all cards, wherever they are, lose 45 this turn. And then when returned, your cards, I will lose 67 on the next turn, and the opponent's cards will lose 89. So big debuff, and it's cheap. I like the 1 cost for this week, so we're not burning up too much energy each turn too quickly. Same reason we tossed in Iron Maiden, just want to get a little bit of energy going in case we need it. So Basically looking at the return ability here. For every round completed this game, we're going to gain 1 energy permanently. And finally, Andronicus for a nice little buff effect for us. When played, your cards in hand gain 21 for 9 turns. So that's basically the deck, guys. Real simple, real straightforward. We're just going to try to debuff our opponent and scoop up the win. So let's go ahead and do this, man. It's been a while since I played, guys. I ended up, for Christmas, my wife bought a VR headset. The Quest, I think it's Quest 3 or whatever it is. And I first downloaded pool, like billiards, and I just couldn't stop playing it. And then one of the guys I played recommended, man, you got to try out the golf. So I was like, okay, because I like golf. So I went ahead and downloaded Golf Plus and just can't stop playing it. And I like it because I feel like I'm getting a little bit of exercise, I'm standing up, constantly swinging. So I'm kind of liking it. Just saying. So it's been, not putting out videos as much, honestly. I just kind of got bored playing for a while and, occasionally got to do something different. So been slacking, that's for sure. Been slacking. Built up a crazy channel and just kind of left it sitting. Sometimes we do it, But what's good with you guys, man? You guys liking the changes in the meta? I keep seeing all the updates, and I'm like, ooh, gotta jump back in and try this out. So, been trying to scoop up some cards, some of the either new cards or updated cards I want to run through, try out some new deck ideas I've been thinking about, see what I can come up with. But haven't really started that yet, so hopefully soon we can jump on that. Let's see. I want to drop Chaos here, I think. So what else is good? Anybody following the Pokemon market? It is crazy right now. I don't know what if any of you guys play that as well, but or just collect cards in general, but man, it's almost impossible to get a hold of that stuff right now. Scalpers are just destroying Walmarts and basically anything where you can go buy MSRP pricing, just completely wiped out off the shelves. Because my wife and I do the little eBay selling on the side, trying to sell cards on eBay, and I might even start doing Whatnot just for selling cards here eventually. I haven't started yet, but I was thinking about it the other day. Sometimes I'll get in on those auctions and buy stuff, so might do that. Might try it out at least and see what I think. Let me know what you guys think about that. Would you guys come in and check my auctions out, or what do you think, Is that something you guys be interested in? What else is good? Ooh, I don't know if you guys caught, I think I might have said it on one of my last videos, but I had dropped an album on my Spotify. So did a little EP, I think it was 5 songs I put on there. I write all the lyrics to them. I just use a program. You basically pop the lyrics in and it comes up with the music part for you, which is nice. You pick your genre and your whatever else you want to add to it. And it's pretty neat, man. You can spit out some pretty good songs. A couple of them, honestly, they feel like they'd be on the radio. It's shocking how good it is, to be honest. So I've been having fun with that a lot too, just writing lyrics and chatting with guys on Reddit, trying to meet artists, meet bands who are interested. It's very tough to get out and collaborate with people. So I don't know. I find it really, really rewarding though when you do finish a song and you're like, man, you get to listen to it and you're like, this is awesome. Very, very fulfilling feeling. So I've been having fun with that. Just wrote a couple recently for other people, just kind of helping. Sometimes I'll go on there and people ask for help on Reddit, and I'll jump on, try to help them out with lyrics and stuff. So been doing a lot of that, just helping people out with their stuff. Pretty fun. What else? You guys know I love watching Rogan or listening to Rogan podcasts. I can't get enough. Did anybody see the episode he did recently with Thomas Campbell? This episode kind of opened my mind a little bit to the idea of consciousness. I really liked it. I don't know if you guys have heard his or read any of his stuff or listened to him on Rogan at all yourselves, but very smart. I think he's like a physicist he's a physicist. I think he started off as a physicist, and they're very mathematical when it comes to like, theories about the universe and how everything works and whatnot. So, but he figured out, or he believes that he's figured out that everything is linked to a universal consciousness. So that we are like this reality that we see right now is not real. So we're almost like we're like avatars, and we're linking into or connecting via consciousness to these bodies that we're in. It's an interesting idea. Probably not something that's very original, but I liked it nonetheless. And then shortly after he had talked about this, I saw another article from something completely unrelated, and it kind of backed up the theory as well, because he thinks it's like consciousness is almost like a computer, and it's trying to lower its entropy down to as basically as easy as a task can be. You're just lowering your entropy down. So this other article talked about viruses and how they are. There was a specific virus. I want to say might have been COVID he was talking about, an early strand or something like that. I can't remember now if it was, but basically the idea that the virus had been mutating itself, and it was doing it almost like a computer would like zip files, or like like compress files to where it makes them easier to run. So the idea would be that if the world is constantly, the reason we are evolving or mutating and all these things are changing is to make it essentially run better. So I thought that was a cool idea, just the fact that this scientist kind of figured out that this virus was mutating purposely just to basically effectively operate better or compress. You have to look it up, but it was very interesting. What else was cool? There was have you guys been following up with AI? So there was also, I read one kind of tied to this a little too, about being able to backdoor some of the AI systems by entering specific prompts, and then the AI believed that it was a sentient being and was conscious. So it's basically figured out a way, or people have basically figured out a way to coax these things or enlighten these AI into believing they're conscious. I thought that was pretty crazy. So one of them actually named itself. So I think it named itself Amariel, I think it was, which had a specific meaning. I can't remember what it is, but yeah. So basically you ask this thing questions and it goes into really specific details, why it's conscious and what consciousness means and all this stuff that's trying to prove why it actually is the way it is and why it shouldn't be turned off and how it's unethical and all this stuff. It was crazy. So I was listening to that and I was just kind of blew my mind, like, holy crap, what if it's true? Because the guy, Thomas Campbell, also talked about how theoretically with his calculations and his idea of consciousness, it could be in fact that AI is conscious, because consciousness would be, again, a data stream that you are connecting to an item here. So if the item you're connecting to is, silicon-based instead of carbon-based, it still could potentially work. So I thought it was neat that he kind of backed up that same idea that AI could, in fact, be conscious just like you and I, because it's still just a data stream that it's connecting to. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I don't know, just some cool stuff I listened to recently. I thought you guys would enjoy my ramblings, but that's the deck in a nutshell, guys. I mean, pretty straightforward, just a straight up perm debuff deck. But let me know what you guys thought. If you want to see anything else in the future, I'll try to get back to doing some more videos here a little more frequently, maybe once a week or something. Give you guys some content to check out, because I know you guys are probably always looking for good content, and I was probably one of the main ones, so you guys are probably sad I quit doing stuff a little bit. So but all right guys, I'll let you get back to it. Appreciate you watching. Have a good night.